about. Then it finally got somebody for making white supremacy online. But I think it's a trick bag, and all should be concerned. We'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast.
Got the PayPal, Cash App, Zelly, Chime. Hope you got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, Netspend, Venmo, Stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash. Check reparations, 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 check. Yeah, well if you talking compensation, it's about that time. You get everybody.
Oh, yes. And we're back. And this is the Keep It P podcast. And we're talking about your boy right here. So let me go ahead and get right into it. So it says that the boy, he made a little podcast or something. The white supremacist host of the podcast that made viral racist attack in an attempt to stir up hatred, divide communities, and spread fear, has been jailed for 2 years and a half. James Allchurch, 51, from Pembrokeshire, West Wales, and his guests use extreme racial language and propaganda, racist ideology, while discussing topics such as grooming gangs, immigration, slavery, and crime. Those invited to his podcast included Alex Davis, a co-founder of the far-right group National Action, who was jailed last year for being a member of a banned organization. Ulrich, used as self-proclaimed white supremacist and Adolf Hitler supporter, was found guilty by a jury sitting in Swain on 10 counts of disturbing audio material to stir up racial hatred over the last 2 years. In immigration, Ulrich Buster Emily Baxter said that after he was injured at work in 2007, he became unemployed and isolated, spending a lot of time online talking to people with far right views, and many of them in the U.S. By the judge, Hugh Rees told Ulrich that he was a perfect, intelligent man whose lack of work gave you the time you need to harbor and promote your rap thinking and express it in highly motivated racial and anti-Semitic language. Judge continued, and I quote, "You are bent on inciting racial hatred. Your offending amounts to the strain of our humanity for our fellow human beings. The content of these podcasts were vile. You are a man who holds a deep-seated views and highly pejorative, racist, and anti-Semitic nature." So notice how they keep saying anti-Semitic with the races, basically meaning that he he was probably mostly racist against black people, but he probably said something or other about the Jewish people one time, and now they want to keep focusing on them when he probably wasn't even really on that. But anyway, it says each change in the face related to the separate episode uploaded by Ulrich between May 2019 and March 2021 to the public website called Radio Aryan, later renamed Radio Albion. Number of the known extremists from the UK and US featured on the podcast talking to Aldrich, who went by alias Swin Longshanks, a reference to King Edward I, who was also known as Edward Longshanks and was responsible for expelling Jewish people from England in 1290. Okay, so since they use that name, that's what they're trying to say to make it seem like it's all anti-Semitic. But it goes on to say, and it's a lot, but let me go ahead and get to the end. It says, and we avoid the trap that befalls much U.S. media, the tendency born of desire to please all sides, to engage in false equivalency in the name of neutrality. When fairness guides everything we do, We know that the right and the wrong positions in the fight against racism and the respective justice. The When the report is issued like a climate crisis, we are not afraid to name who's responsible. But my thing is this dude right here has been allowed to go on and do this for so long. Why they getting him now? Oh, I get it. They always start out with a white one, just like did Alex Jones. They start out with a white one and do it to the white dude, and then soon after, all type of black people follow. Remember, like how they did Farrakhan just recently took him off of all platforms. He wasn't spitting no hatred, but then they started with Alex Jones, and then because they did the white man first, who actually sued and got sued and had to pay, they took uh, Minister Louis Farrakhan off too, which is some BS. But anyway, I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And what we learn here today is that watch out for the trick bag, because they always start with the white person first. Then it's inevitable that they go to the black people and institute exactly what they was trying to do in the beginning. And let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and show y'all I'm in the place to be real quick. And I got 4 words for you, all right? It's love, it's peace, it's definitely blessings, and you know it's Maloha. And for sure, how I'm out the Doha, I got the go how. You already know how. That's how I get it in the Doha. Why y'all want to come in and tap in when it's almost over? When the joints, I see y'all. What's up? Who in here? Let's talk. Come on with the chat now. Come on, I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up with you for a second now. Come on now. I got a little time. I see y'all all up in here looking who in. Say something in the chat real quick. And if not, we can just shut it down. You know what I'm saying? We just shut it down. But I'm gonna give it a little check. I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up with my peoples real quick. Come on, where y'all at? Where you at? I see you. You know this tell me who all looking who in, right? I see you. But it's all good. I'm finna go. See, y'all playing games. You playing games. Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. I'm out the Doha for sure. You already know how. Can I